Good morning and welcome to Gate Makes a Coffee. So, step one, portafilter empty in this thing. Give it a cup, and then what I do is I break everything and then I run it on empty first for about 15 seconds. And what that does is it not only cleans this thing a bit more, it also warms up the machine and warms up the portafilter, because otherwise when the metals are cold it's going to affect things and you're not going to get as much of a twist on it. So that's about 15 seconds, that's fine. Careful to, when you're opening this, the portafilter is going to be full of water, so pour it into the cup. And then from here I bought this little device which makes it easier to not spill. So you poke it on top, lock it down, and now push that in here. And I've got it set on grind size 13 for 13 seconds because that's just the correct dial for the coffee that we bought. And this is that grind setting wheel that I was telling you about. When you change that, you'll see the grind sign changing here. So now that we've got our thing, our portafilter is nice and full. Tap, tap, tap to flatten it out. If there's little clumps, use this little tool to get rid of any little clumps. It's not very clumpy today, good. Tap, 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 nice and flat. And then before I take this thing off, I give it one stamp like this. And now I know that when I take the little extender thing off, it's not going to spill everywhere. And then I bought this dual-sided stamper thing. One side flattens it out. It makes it nice and even. There we go. And I have to change the angle a little bit. There we go. And then you just press it down. And you can change the depth, so depending on how much coffee you put. As you can see, it's nice and flat there. And now I've got a nice flat puck. And this is when I get this little grill thing, which disperses the water. And then put that on there. And I put it on here. Cups. And I'm going to take this cup, which is now nice and warm because it had the hot water in it, and pop that under there. I also bought this rubber mat, which makes it less noisy when you're pouring coffee. And so there's a debate in the coffee community about whether your 30 seconds starts from 0 or starts from the moment the coffee actually starts pouring. I like a bit more coffee, so I start from the moment it starts pouring. So 37 seconds is what I do. And because I've already dialed it in, I'm not measuring, but I can also see by how thinly it pours that I'm definitely not getting too much there. The flow is good. 37 seconds exactly, because it started pouring at 7. Then I get this guy and I fill it like, you've got on the you can see on the inside minimum maximum. I fill it like halfway between minimum and maximum. We like our coffee pretty milky. And it's oat milk though, so I guess it's different. Oh, here's a good tip. I'm sure you probably do this anyways, but I always get the water out of the system onto a cloth, which I will then use to clean the nose of the steam rod once I'm done. So now it's all steam, and I want to go at an angle in the like with the jug, so that I make sure I'm creating a vortex. And yeah, you keep going until basically the jug is so hot that you can't touch it anymore. So it's going round and round. And like towards the end, I'll just be like, it's like, so right now I've got the steam roll as deep into the milk as possible, but like at the end I want to go out a little bit just to make sure that I've got some fluffiness at the top. Almost there. It's quite hot now. Yeah, it's hot. Okay. And I'm gonna stop there. You really have to give it a few seconds before you take it out, because even when it stops making noise, it's still pushing out some steam. And I've definitely had steam spray all over the place when I've taken the rod out too early. Oops. And then I'm gonna just give this a couple of knocks and a little spin. And then, as you can see, before I've even put the coffee, I've got a really decent crema. That's more to do with the coffee beans than anything else. It's not like down to the technique or anything. And then because I've knocked the bubbles out, I don't know, I kind of need both my hands for this. But just kind of at first you pour from a bit further away at an angle, and then you get closer, and then maybe here I can do it without my hands. But yeah. And then here you can get, like I've watched it, but I'm gonna cheat using the bubbles. I didn't do it right, because normally it's to do with the pouring in and you do this kind of movement, but I was trying to do it with one hand and it obviously wasn't working. But there you go, that's my routine. Hope that's helpful.